addition of Indian spices like cumin and chili powder added to this wonderful old classic recipe for sloppy joes turns this into a sloppy joginder. Hi everyone, I'm Ahmed and welcome to Kravings Food Adventures. Today I'm going to take this very classic recipe and just adding a few extra ingredients, I'm going to make it completely delicious. My kids are fairly adventurous and they like to try things at least once, but they always go back to those recipes they love from their childhood. My eldest son is in university and I also look for recipes that I can easily freeze so that he can enjoy them later. Let's start with 2 pounds of ground meat. I'm using ground beef, but you can use any meat of your choice. You can use lamb, pork, or even chicken. I'm going to take my meat and I'm going to add this to a cold pan, followed by 1 cup of chopped red onions. Now, if you're wondering why I'm adding it to a cold pan, usually I always saute my onions in some hot oil, and by the time I add the meat to the pan, the meat starts to stick together and it's very difficult to crumble. I watched Chef John from Food Wishes and he has some amazing tips. You should really check him out. He suggested using a cold pan, and it really does help that meat to crumble very, very easily. I'm also going to add a little bit of oil and I'm going to keep working that meat till it crumbles. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Actually, I'm going to add a whole bunch of garlic. I've got 6 to 8 cloves of garlic that I've crushed, and I'm just going to mix this in. I'm also going to add 1 cup of green bell pepper that I've diced. And now we're going to spice things up with some Indian flavors. I've got 3 teaspoons of cumin powder, and I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. I'm going to mix this in. After I've mixed my spices in, I'm going to add some salt to taste. Although I'm giving this an Indian twist, you can spice this up any way you like using any kind of spices of your choice. You can try cayenne pepper, paprika, or even chipotle. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now, this really adds a very unique depth of flavor. I'm also going to add 1 cup of ketchup. I usually don't add ketchup in any of my recipes, but this one really does call for ketchup. The ketchup is not only going to add a sweetness, it's also going to caramelize and turn this mixture into a sticky, ooey, gooey, sloppy mess. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, followed by 1 cup of water. I'm just going to cover this and cook this down. After a few minutes, I'm going to open up my lid, and now I want my mixture to really thicken. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to mix everything together and I'm going to keep stirring till my sloppy joginders has turned a really nice and thick mixture. Make sure to taste again for salt and add any additional seasonings of your choice. Look how delicious and ooey and gooey this sloppy joginder is. Spoon it over some crusty bread and you have yourself one amazing comfort meal. If you want to try some of my other recipes that my kids love, try my barley stir fry or my shepherd's pie. Both of those are very easy to prepare and delicious. Don't forget to subscribe. I upload new videos every week, so you'll always have something new to look forward to. Until I see you again, do take care. Bye.